The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and here we are once again on another edition of the Coffee Hour. And we're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate, but keep in mind that this show is not limited to New York City. It goes all around the world and it's global, and you can tell your family and friends, wherever they are, that they can tune in and be part of the show as well. We want to thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to be with you for a whole hour, and in this hour, we're going to indulge in conversation, have a little coffee, have a little fun as we get together each Friday at this time. And for those of you who've been around with us for such a long time, I can't thank you enough, and I will continue to thank you each week because we want you to come back again and again. Now, there may be some people out there right now tuning in for the very first time. Let me show you what the show is all about. As the host of the show, did I mention my name, Frank Allan? The host of the show, I get things rolling. And as I do that, I throw in a piece of a conversation that we can linger on for a little while. We don't have to linger on that conversation all show long, but it's something that gets us started. And while I'm getting started at any time at all, even right as we speak, you can use the keyboard on your computer, be it laptop, desktop, or your telephone, or even your tablet. All you have to do is let your fingers do the walking on the keyboards, type in whatever you want to talk about that. I will see you right there on the big screen, and I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show basically is all about. Uh, free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And of course, a lot of us have those. I know you have them. We all do. And we want to hear yours. So don't be shy. You need no alibi. Just come on in. Now, those of you who are somewhere at work, maybe you're at work right now and you're gathered around the water cooler, come on in and enjoy the show. And in case you're on your coffee break, now some corporate companies give coffee breaks. Now that could be from 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, somewhere in there. Well, what we want you to do is take your coffee break. Instead of going around the office and mingling with your friends as you always do, I understand that. You love doing that. But this is Friday. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is spend your time on your computer right there at your desk where your computer is available, and you could watch the show and have your coffee at the same time. And when your coffee break is up, you don't have to have anyone to tell you have to go back to work because you're already there. All you have to do is just proceed with your work and still watch the show at the same time. That's what they call multitasking. So there you have it. And all of you guys, as I said, around the water cooler talking about the football game last night. Okay, we'll talk about that later because later on during the course of the show, we're going to have a little sports. I'll tell you that in a few minutes. But I want to also tell you that if in case you're a first time viewer of the show, we come on two different platforms, but we're all broadcasting at the same time. We're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube as well. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can watch us and tell your friends. Now, what I want you to do, especially if you're on YouTube, is to tag your friends. Tag your friends. Tag this show to all of your friends. You could do the same thing on YouTube as well. It's all a matter of cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on right now. In this case, it's the link of where you're watching us. You cut and paste it and send it to as many as all of your friends as possible. Let them in on the action. Maybe they want to get involved with us. If they like what they see, if they like what they hear, they'll come back again and again as you do as well. So keep that word percolated. Tell your family, your friends, and your relatives, everyone else. Remember, as I said, it's a global show. So as long as you're in a nice place where there's a lot of high Wi-Fi and hotspots, There's no problem. You can get us anywhere around the world. So keep telling your friends about it. We've got a good show planned for you. We're going to do a lot of things. And one of the things that we also do is map out a few things that we normally do on the show. For instance, as I said earlier, sports, we were talking about sports. Well, we got Brian Camp hopefully coming in today with us. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He comes in every week at this time and he brings you the latest developments. And it's going to happen sometime during this part of the half hour of the hour show. And as I said, hopefully he'll be here because we had a discussion last night that he's going to try. Brian is a busy man. He does other things too. He has the job that he does at the school. So maybe if he has a break on that, he can come in. Now, if for some reason he's not able to come in, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed, he was very consistent for the past few weeks. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that he doesn't come in. But if he doesn't come in, we're going to cover all the sports and all of that for you. So that a lot of that is coming up too. Also, later on in the program, before the show is over, we have those movies that we talk about. Now, those movies I dip in each week. I go to the Turner Classic Vault and pick out the movies that I think that are very, very popular or classic enough to watch, and we pick those out and we relay them to you because I know during the week you work all week, right across the board, maybe Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, and the only time that you have off is the weekend. And you can do a lot of things on your weekends. That's what the weekend is all about, to do whatever you want to do, right? But for some of you, you may say, hey, you know something, this time I'm going to take it easy, sit back, relax, and I am going to watch some movies. Now that's where I come in, okay? Because right now I have a list of movies that I'm going to present to you, classic movies from Turner Classic Movies, with which you could mix in with some of the movies that you want to watch during the weekend. Okay, so I have that coming up. They're all classic movies, and I think you're going to enjoy them. They're my picks of the weeks, and I hope that you'll be able to be around with us. Well, here we are. I hope we're back for the first time in like 2 weeks, right? Because we were away last week because of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. We were off, and deservedly, of course. Brian and I were off, and so we're back now, and coming back just in time to begin the very first show of this brand new month. And here we are, December 5th, and we got a lot of things that we want to talk about. And since we have been away apart last week, we took that vacation from each other. Well, we're back again. And again, if you want to talk about anything in particular, all right, not just some of the stuff that I throw out, anything in particular that you want to discuss or talk about, or you feel you need to get off your chest, by all means, let us know. Type in whatever you want to talk about. Your keyboard is right there. You type it in, and we'll see. We'll see. So I want to say hello to all of you guys who have come in. I want to tell you guys, by the way, you first-time viewers, and I do understand this. A lot of you may not want to indulge in conversation. We always ask people, indulge in conversation with us so we can talk, right? A lot of you may be here for the first time and you want to make sense of the show, so you don't want to get involved in conversation, and that's okay. I just want you to know I do see you when you come in. I see you when you come in, but rest assured, I will not by any means acknowledge you unless you say something first. And I do that out of respect because, like I said, some people don't want to get into conversation. And maybe down the road, somewhere down the road, you would like to do that. And we look forward to you doing that. And we hope that you would do that pretty soon. But if by some chance you just want to sit back, relax, and watch the show, that's okay. The most important thing is that you're here. So keep in mind that if we see you, but we won't acknowledge you until you say something first. That'll give us the inclination to know, hey, you want to get involved in conversation, and that's good. We've got a lot of things involved, and here we are, the 5th of December. Now, we are almost at the month of Christmas. because we just got finished Thanksgiving. Now, you thought it was all over. No, that's just the beginning. Thanksgiving was just the beginning. We got Christmas coming up towards the end of the month, and then that'll take us into the brand new year, which a lot of people are looking forward to that. It seems that it came so quick, but it's coming. It's on its way. We're in the month of December, and here we are, December 5th. We're going to be talking about that too. We're not going to talk about Christmas just yet. It's not here yet, but we can tell you it's 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away, it'll be here. So get ready for it. If you done your Christmas shopping, were you able to do Christmas shopping? Some people are not able to do it the way things and prices are today. They're doing the best they can. But, we hope that whatever you do, you're able to do it. And those of you who had the time to travel for your Thanksgiving holiday weekend, we hope it was a safe one for you. We hope that you were able to get your flights if you had traveled by airplane, that your flights were okay. Now, they say some people were delayed flights, but then, after the federal government started to go back uh, doing their thing, it takes a little time for things to recover fully. But I would assume at this time things are sort of better off than they were before. People are still taking flights. And then I know a lot of you are going to be taking your flights during the Christmas holiday. Uh, that should be a little better. Now, I'm not saying that the hustle and bustle of it all will be better, because it never gets better in that department because people are traveling at the same time. But I'm just saying the agony of wondering whether you're going to get your flight, the air traffic controllers and everybody on duty, well, they're all back on duty. So you can rest assured that's going to be okay. So we look forward to all of that coming up. Normally, each month that comes along, we tell you about something that we celebrate each month on something. We don't have a particular celebration to last through the month, except for Christmas. We don't have that. That's coming up, but we don't have anything going for that just yet. But we do want to acknowledge a few things, okay? All of this month, we're looking forward and we're talking about Universal Human Rights Month. That's what we're expanding on right now. This is the whole month for that. We'll be talking about that. Your human rights, no matter where you are around the world, it doesn't also talk about just the United States as well, but human rights is human rights all over the world. And this is a dedication all month long that we talk about. And each week, as long as the month is here, we'll be talking about Universal Human Rights Month. So that's what we're talking about today. Exercise it. It's your right. You can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, because you are human. That's right. Brian will not be able to come in this morning, by the way. So we just got the word he won't be able to come in. But we're going to continue and we're going to do the sports for him. We're going to cover everything for him. But he did leave us his degrees out there. It's going to be cloudy in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's 43 degrees right now. And it's going to be cloudy with misty rain. So there you go. There you go. Uh, but thanks, Brian, for giving us that information. We always have it covered for him. So he gave us the final word right there. He will not be coming in, but we'll take care of everything. Also, coming up this month, believe it or not, we're also elaborating on this thing, what we call National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month. Just in time. And the holidays are here, and people want to sit back and have a few drinks and do this and do that, um, which I'm not against. But I will caution you that if you're going to indulge in anything like that, make sure that you stay away from the car. Don't get behind the wheel. If you have to go out with a friend who will be your designated driver, preferably someone who don't indulge at all, that can drive you to and fro. All right. So we want to keep that. We promote that highly, especially each weekend, people do things and they want to take a few drinks and have a little fun, but stay away from the wheel, stay away from the car. So all of this month, we're going to be talking about National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month. So let's keep that in mind. If you drink, don't drive. Again, take a designated driver with you. Always do that. That's very important. All right. And it leads me, and you can't make this up. You can't make this up. After saying all of that, it's National Bartender Day. I don't know why I would mingle all of that, but that's what it is. It's National Bartender Day today. Again, have a little fun, but don't drive. Don't drive. Do many people, I don't know if many people go to bars and saloons like they used to, especially now the way prices are. Uh, Alcohol went up tremendously. It went up tremendously, and people are just wondering, when is this thing going to stop? Now once prices go up, they don't come down. You know that, right? Um, but it's not just alcohol; it's food, it's everything that you normally buy, the necessities that you need, your medications, and insurance and all of that. It's going up, 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 and people are dealing with it the best way they know how. And I know you are. All of the people in the United States are dealing with all of this the best way that they know how, and that's for sure, you know. But these things go up, they go up, 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 and you try to find the best way. And you hear people talk about, when they buy groceries, they spend like a couple of $100s on groceries and come back with 2 bags. You know, that's how high the prices go up. But there are places that you can find that deal with lower prices now. For instance, I always draw my attention to Trader Joe's. That's a franchise. This is not a commercial, by the way. This is just talking about one of the kind of supermarkets that people go to. They're all over the place. They may be in your area as well, and their prices are a bit better than your regular grocery store. So, you got to find ways to economize very well. You got to spend that dollar wisely. That $1 you got to spend wisely, because you have to think about tomorrow. Although tomorrow is never promised to anyone, but you want to make sure that you have something, all of the necessities in your house, like food and clothing for the children and a warm place to stay. You got to pay your rent. You have to pay the gas and the electric bills and all of that. Spend your money wisely. The things that you normally do, that you buy, that you don't really need, you may want to refrain from all of that. You don't need it, right? You don't need it. Just the necessities. That's all you need. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I just want to give a disclaimer. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook or YouTube and other of social media outlets and broadcast facilities. Now, I didn't say it, but I think it's about that time to raise our cups and our glasses, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's delicious. Nothing like that first jolt of the day. Nothing like it. All of you people who are coming in, and I didn't mention this, and I should mention it, particularly if you're watching us on YouTube. Since you're there, and this goes for the people who are watching us on Facebook too, but you don't have to do it now. Wait till the show is over to do this. Go to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on YouTube channel right now, it doesn't take any time. Subscribe to us. There's a little strip there where it says subscribe. It's in black border and white print. Subscribe. Click that subscribe button. Now, there's no charge for description or subscription. There's no charge for that. Just click onto it. And the reason why we want you to do that is because we want to make sure we know that who's following us. We want to follow who's following us. We want to make sure we know who the people who are following us, who are watching us on a regular basis. and that's good. Now, the second reason why we want you to do that for your benefit, and that's a good benefit, when you click onto it from here on in, you're going to know that every time we go on the air live and you're not there, you'll get an instant notification if you're online yourself to let you know that the show is on the air. There's always an activity going. And when that happens, you can see it. Oh, the show is on the air. And all you have to do is click onto it and it brings you right to the YouTube channel. Now, when we're not on the air and you happen to be online and you see an instant notification, but we're not scheduled to go on the air, that's something else. There's another activity going on. Maybe we're posting a video or a still shot, a still picture or something, to decorate the website. And you can go and check that out for yourself as well. All you have to do is just click on to that instant notification and it brings you right there. Simple as that. Okay, those of you who are going to indulge in conversation, I hope that you do. Give us your weather forecast wherever you are, just like Brian did. He's not going to be here, but he told us it's going to be cold there in Charlotte, North Carolina, as it is cold here in New York. Now, it may be different wherever you are. Just give us that information. It doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. It could be something like a cloudy emoji, a sunny emoji, a rainy emoji, and you could say it's 43 degrees, like Brian says, and it's going to go high as 53 or whatever it is. You can do something like that. Now, if you're coming out of New York or the vicinity of New York City, you don't have to worry about giving me yours because I am going to take care of that local forecast for you. As a matter of fact, I think it's time for me to do that right now. So let's get started with that and see what we got. Now, it's cold in New York, all right? I'm not going to speak for the rest of you guys, but right now it is totally cold. It's frigid here in New York. And we've got 25 degrees presently. 25 degrees. That's cold. When I went out this morning, it was frigid. I didn't realize. I knew it was going to be cold, but I didn't think it was going to be that cold. But it's frigid out there. It's 25 degrees now, but it feels like it's in its teens out there. And the weather over the weekend, we're not going to get a total washout or anything like that or anything inclement, but it's going to be cold and we're going to get a few spots of rain here and there. But let's start right for today. It's going to be partly cloudy today, partly cloudy skies this morning, will be coming overcast during the afternoon. And the highest we're going to get is 32 degrees. That means we have 10 more degrees to climb. 32 degrees and winds will be light and variable. For tonight, it'll be cloudy. The temperatures go up as we go along, by the way, as the weekend progresses. It's going to be cloudy tonight. Snow showers developing late. We'll have a low 31. Winds will be light and variable. Chance of snow will be 50%. And for tomorrow, my favorite time of the weekend, which is Saturday, it's going to be cloudy. We'll have a high 41 degrees. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But they didn't say anything about rain or snow or anything like that. So I think it's just going to be cloudy, but the temperatures are going to go up to 41 degrees. That's where we were normally in that stage during this past week up until yesterday. Now for tomorrow night, it'll be mainly clear. So it gets better, mainly clear and early, then a few clouds later on. We'll have a low 31. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday, as we call it, the day of rest, the Sabbath day, it's also the Sabbath day on Saturday as well. But for Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy skies during the morning hours. We'll be coming overcast in the afternoon. We'll have a high 41. So the temperatures climb back up a little warmer. Winds will be light and variable. Right now, repeating our current temperature here in New York City, it's, believe it or not, 25 degrees. I already mentioned it, 25 degrees outside, and that's what's happening. So we say good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to Mary Reed coming out of Brooklyn, New York. Mary Reed is joining us, and she's watching us on YouTube today. And a pleasant good morning to you, and we're glad to have you out there. Mary, you have to stay warm. Mary's in Brooklyn, so she's in New York. Stay as warm as you can because it's cold outside. If you have to go out there, bundle up real warm. Trust me, I was out there 5 o'clock this morning, went to the gym, and it was, if I didn't have to be here, I'd be someplace else where it's warmer. Shucks, I'd like to take another hit at Italy right now at this particular time. But I'm pretty sure at this particular time, their weather probably warmer than us, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of cold in Italy. I don't know. If anybody's watching me from Italy, any part of Italy, let me know. Okay. Well, as I said, Brian is not here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. So we're going to take over right now and give you what we have right here. He's kind enough to give us what he have for sports. So we're going to get started with that, all you sports buff. We'll start off with the NBA. We'll start off with the NBA, and the Philadelphia 76ers were fined $100,000 by the NBA for violating league injury reporting rules regarding Joel Embiid. Now, the Sixers failed to accurately disclose the game availability status of Embiid prior to last Sunday's game, which was played with Atlanta Hawks. Now, Embiid was listed as out in the Sixers' initial injury report and subsequently played in the game. December 1st, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, the league's current labor agreement expired. As owners and players look to agree to a new collective bargaining agreement, there are major huddles to clear some of the key areas of disagreement. And will the fans see a work stoppage in 2027? Is a salary cap coming? A lockout would shut down free agencies and trades as it did in 2021. Cleveland Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Claus, and Luis Ortiz are facing a May trial on federal charges that they took bribes to help gamblers betting on their pitches. Jury selections would tentatively begin May 4th in Brooklyn Federal Court, with the trial opening and following the week or even sooner. On this day, December 5th, here we are, birthdays in 1947. Well, these are events. We'll get to the birthdays later, right? These are events that happened on this day in sports in December 5th. In 1947, Joe Louis defeated Jersey Joe Wilcox in 15 rounds for the heavyweight title at Madison Square Garden. In 1958, Major League Baseball Philadelphia Phillies drops plans for New York sportscasters as New York did the same. In 1974, Ron Santos of the Chicago Cubs becomes the first player invoked 10-5 rule, veto his trade. In 1978, Pete Rose signs a 4-year, $32 million contract with the Philadelphia Phillies, and he became the highest player. In 1982, Mel Gray ends NFL streak of 121 consecutive receptions. In 1996, Jeremy O'Neal becomes the youngest NBA player. He was 18 years old. Now, birthdays on this day, 1947. Born 1947, Jim Plunkett of the NFL quarterback and Hall of Famer of 1970 was born in San Jose, California. In 1957, Art Monk of the NFL, he was a wide receiver. He was born in White Plains, New York. And 1974, Charlie Batch, NFL quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, was born in Homestead, Pennsylvania. It's December, and it's time for the Hero World Challenge. The Tiger Woods hosts a 20-man tournament in the Bahamas that caps off the golf year. Woods Foundation is a beneficiary of the event, and Woods himself holds a press conference at the start of every tournament week. Unfortunately for fans of Woods, whose press conference in recent years have tend to be ever more grim. updates on Woods' ever more fragile health. Now, Woods hasn't played on the PGA Tour since the appearance in 2024 and Championship. And earlier this fall, he underwent yet another back surgery that will keep him off the course for intermediate length of time. The Pittsburgh Steelers have claimed former Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Allan Thielen of his waivers. Now, okay, here we go. Let's start right there. Okay, the Vikings released Thielen on Monday at his request. And upon release, the Vikings announced that Thielen's representative approached the team about waiving him so that he could play on a bigger role for the remainder of his final NFL season. The Vikings granted that request, and now Thielen may likely finish his career with a 6-6 Steeler team that's not a long shot for his playoffs. Doesn't look likely. Serena Williams has no plans to return to the tennis matches anymore, and the 23-year Grand Slam champion took to social media on Tuesday and said she is not returning to the sport despite swirling rumors of a potential comeback. After a tremendous season with the New York Yankees reliever, Devin Williams, is reportedly heading across town. The New York Mets signed Williams to a 3-year, $51 million contract that has no opt-outs or options. Williams had a career worst season in the 1 year that he spent with the Yankees. The two-time All-Star was 4-6 with a 4.79 earned run average in 67 games while striking out 90 hitters and walking 25. So that's it in sports. And we thank Brian for giving us his sports. He wasn't with us today, but we thank him for that. And if you have any questions in sports, well, I'm not really the man to ask. Brian is the man, but he's not here. But send your questions right now. Give me your questions right now. I will take them down and I will ship them over to Brian. So when he comes in, he'll have the answers for you, right? And we'll see what's happening. Now, as far as sports is concerned for the weekend, there's a lot of games to be played. You know, there's still the NFL season's coming along. We're going to see who's going to make it. I know the Dallas Cowboys was doing last night. Now, last night, Dallas Cowboys lost to the Detroit Lions, you know, Motown. So they lost to that. I'm sorry about that, Brian. I'm sorry you had to endure that. I didn't catch the game. I didn't catch the game until the third quarter. So when I got home last night, then that's when I turned. It was already in the third quarter. And I even missed the Motown Temptations at halftime. Brian, you're going to have to inform me about that. Let me know how that happened. Okay. But yeah, but nevertheless, they're doing better. They're doing better than the Vikings, that's for sure. And they're definitely doing better than the Giants. And most definitely doing better than the Jets. Oh God, the Jets, the poor Jets. I think it's over for them. Totally over. Season is over. Wrap it up. Go home. Forget about it. So we're going to find out what's going to go down as we move ahead and see who's going to make the big games and eventually wind up in the Super Bowl, which is coming up. But then we're not going to push that too much because that's going to be a long ways from now. We got to get past Christmas and then we'll see what happens after that. Anyway, just in case you're just watching us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Excuse me for a second. And if you're just joining us, we hope that you stay with us for the rest of the show. And remember to tell your family and friends about it. Well, you know, this is the 5th of December. All right. We celebrate a lot of things. One of the things that I'm going to talk about now, I won't be able to talk about it because I won't be able to be on the air that day. This Sunday is the 7th of December. Now, December 7th is a historical event of a year. back in 1941, December 7th, was the bombing of Pearl Harbor. That was attacked by the Empire of Japan. And that was Pearl Harbor was actually in Hawaii. It was in Hawaii, 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 right? If I'm pronouncing that, Oa, Oahi. I gotta hang out in Hawaii to pronounce these names. But it wasn't Hawaii when they got bombed in 1941. And so we just wanted to bring that out to you because Sunday is the day. That's 84 years ago. 84 years ago when Pearl Harbor got bombed. Remember that day, 1941, December 7th, 1941. Something that you want to jot down in your book because that was a historical day. You know, it's just about historical, even more historical, but then even January 6th is going to be historical. That's going to go. That's the worst. That's the worst. I don't know which is the worst, bombing of Pearl Harbor or the attack on our Capitol building here in the United States in Washington, D.C. Neither one of them is great. But just wanted to tell you about Pearl Harbor. All right. And remember, Sunday is the day to remember about that. December 7th, 1941. Well, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope it worked out very well for you. I know that a lot of you, like I said, probably traveled to see your friends. And like I said, the holiday is not over. This was just a taste. This is just the beginning of it all. The holiday was not over at all. And a lot of you I know are looking forward to spend time with your relatives, your family, your friends come Christmas time, which is about 3 weeks away. And some of you who have the opportunity or had the opportunity to travel for Thanksgiving may not want to travel for Christmas, and vice versa. If you didn't travel for Thanksgiving, maybe you want to travel for Christmas. But airlines are still operating. They're operating now that our government is back on track. Uh, you don't have to worry about the air traffic controllers. They're back on track. They're watching out for your well-being as you're up in the air flying. You're a captive audience. Remember, when you're flying, you're a captive audience. There's no place you can go because you're up there. You're up there where the air is rarefied. Just keep on glide. Okay. So like I said, more of the holidays are coming along. We got Christmas coming along in 3 weeks, and then the New Year's are coming along, and then we see that light at the end of the tunnel. Time goes really quick. I hope that you are all set for that. And if you have the means to buy gifts, like a lot of people usually do every year, hopefully you're able to do that. That's good. If not, I wouldn't sweat it if I were you, because people do understand that this is not a good time for people to be buying gifts and things like that. Uh, you want to keep the money that you do have. If you don't have the means to buy these gifts, keep the money in your pocket for the things that account more, like food and clothing and things like that. Right? There you go. Okay, it's the coffee hour. Welcome aboard, and thank you so much for being along with us. Cher isn't heading to Netflix anytime soon, despite reports that she had locked down a multi-million-dollar deal. And a UK report circulated last week claiming that the musical legend inked a massive $13 million deal with the streamer for 7 episodes, tell-all series about her highs and lows of her life. Now, the support project, allegedly titled Sharing Her Story, was said to be targeting a 2026 release. However, sources close to Cher says that's chatter and purely fantasy, and Netflix series will not be happening. There's no deal or anything in place at all. Zootopia 2 had a roaring and record-setting opening at the box office. The animated Animal City sequel from the Walt Disney Company brought in $96 million in North America last weekend, earned $156 million over the 5 day of Thanksgiving frame and scored a staggering $556 million globally since its last uh, Wednesday opening. Gregory McIntyre, he's an author of Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, just announced his next novel, 30 years after releasing of Wicked, which inspired both the musical and film series of the same name. McIntyre revealed he'll be releasing a book about Galinda's origin story entitled Galinda, a charmed childhood in September of 2026. Kill Bill might not be dead after all. Not only is the iconic two-part revenge thriller from Quentin Tarantino's returning to the theaters as a single uncut film as the filmmaker initially intended, but a 7.5 minute lost chapter is also finally coming to life in animated form. The action-packed scene entitled The Lost Chapter, Yucky's Revenge, will be viewable in the massive popular game Fortnite, known as the pop cultural crossover from Eminem to Marvel to John Wick on November 30th, before making a limited theatrical run. Seth Meyers is taking a week-long break. NBC announced the other day that the Late Night with Seth Meyers will air 5 episodes of reruns this week. Meyers and his crew will take a week off for downtime after airing 4 new episodes last week, including an episode on Thanksgiving Day that featured the host family. Birthdays today. Actor Frankie Muniz is 41. Muniz is 41 today. And let's see, comedian, actress Margaret Cho is 57. The late Little Richard would have been 93 today. So is gospel singer James Cleveland. He would have also been 93 today. And film director Otto Preminger would have been 120. And politician Strom Thurmond would have been 123, and Walt Disney would have been 124. So happy birthday to all of these people who are celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to you. You're alive and well, and we'll keep acknowledge you and many, many more. And for the people that I mentioned who are no longer with us, you left us a great legacy, and we're going to continue to acknowledge you on your birthday each week as it comes along. So happy birthday, all of you. Happy, happy birthday. Now, for the rest of you who may be celebrating birthdays, are you celebrating one? Well, if you are, let us know. Let us know. We want you to get in touch with us, and I'll give you an email address for that, how you can get in touch with us. It's simple. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. You could use that number and the email address 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And remember, you don't have to have a birthday to contact. You can contact us for any reason at all. Of course, if you have a birthday, we like to know that. You want us to tell us, put it out there. Maybe you have some kind of special event that you want to promote and you want us to help you with. We can do that. Just give us the particulars. Call or email us and give us the particulars, and we will push it for you. Or maybe you have a special occasion, like you're getting married, right? You're getting married. You want everybody to know about that. You're getting married. Well, congratulations. You're getting divorced. I don't want to congratulate anything on that. That's supposed to be sacred, but we help you out on that. You want to talk about that? Anything at all. anything at all, just get in touch with us. And remember to keep all of that information with you. How do you do that? You don't have to use the, remember the old books you used to have to write phone numbers and addresses on it? Thing of the past. All right. Pull all of that information in your electronic devices, such as your computer, be it laptop or desktop. You can do that. Or you could put it in your tablet or your telephone. Keep that information. The reason why, if you have all of those devices, put them in all of the devices, because if one doesn't operate or unavailable, you always have something else to fall back on. All right. So keep that information with you at all times. And whenever you want to use it, you can use it. All right. So I'll give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number, once again, is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. You know, last night on the show, I mentioned something about, and just in case you're watching right now and you weren't with us last night on Talkback Live, I mentioned something that I think is well, you know, worth coming back and saying again about social media. And I know a lot of you love social media because you're always on Facebook, you're always doing this, you're always doing that. And Facebook and social media in its whole entirety is not like it used to be. And it was fun, especially in the 90s, when things was just starting to break through. Social media is starting to break through, right? Things are coming up. People are starting to communicate with each other and talking and having a good time. Remember the old chat rooms? They used to do that. That was before social media. They had the chat rooms. You get on the chat room. I don't even know if they have chat rooms anymore. You know, people, all kinds of people were on the chat rooms. Even people that indulge in social media, you know, it's about the same thing, because sometimes you'll get people that are nice and sometimes you'll get trolls, one and the other. But what I was going to say about social media, certain things that disturb me, is that some of these things that are happening on social media now is escalated through AI. You know about AI, right? AI stands for uh, artificial intelligence. Now, as far as I'm concerned, AI has been with us all the time. It was with us all the time. And it wasn't even called AI. That was some kind of name that someone just conjured up and just said, we're going to call it AI, artificial intelligence. But you know what AI is? AI is nothing more than doctoring or enhancing or adding or creating something, and in a lot of cases adding something that's not true, which leads me to tell you about something that I saw on Facebook uh, during the holiday when we were off. During the holiday, um, there was this thing. They sell products through AI, and they want you to buy their products, and sometimes they sell it on a false pretense. For instance, I saw this video of Morgan Freeman, actor Morgan Freeman. We all know who he is, right? Great actor. Morgan Freeman, they had him. He was on this podium. He was dressed nice in a bow tie, tuxedo, and he was looked like he was talking to a crowd. And he was telling people about how he lost his hand. He was sick, whatever it was. I don't know if it was through diabetes or anything, but he said he was a diabetic. And, it got to the point, his diabetes was so bad that the doctor said, you're going to have to amputate your hand, your left hand. We're going to have to amputate that left hand. And he said, now, before you get to that point, we have this product that you could use, you can drink it, and you don't have to worry about sugar, diabetes anymore. Right? Kind of strange, right? You don't have to worry about that. And as he's talking, I started to notice that his voice was not in sync to his lips were not in sync to his voice. But then that happens. That happens. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just sometimes uh, technology happens that way. It even happens on this show once in a while. But then I started to realize, okay, that's not good. So when I heard the story, I listened to the whole tape and I heard the story, and they had even part of the image that he was walking around without a hand. So it was like this. See this? It was no hand. And I said, okay. I didn't even know that he lost a hand. So I said, but you know something, for some reason it doesn't smell right. It didn't pass the smell test. So after watching the video, I went online and I fact checked it. I fact checked it. Does Morgan Freeman have a hand or does he not have a hand? Did he lose his hand or was his hand amputated? So I fact checked that. You know what I found out? He has two hands. Morgan Freeman has two hands. And Morgan Freeman, one of his hands were paralyzed. He has two hands, but one is paralyzed from a previous car accident. And he uses a compression glove, which I think sometimes works. Some people say those things work. He uses a compression glove to relieve the pain that he endures every day. I don't know if he keeps it on all the time, but sometimes he wears it and he wears a compression glove. So he did not have his hand amputated. So they were using his likeness and his voice, AI, saying you could have this drink and you will not be worried about diabetes anymore. See what I'm saying? So these are the things that concern me about social media, which is one of the reasons why I don't uh, go on social media other than doing this show, or maybe every once in a while posting something something nice, you know, or something that I experienced during the day and I'll put it out there or something. But on a regular basis, I don't go out there and do it anymore. It's very little, very little. I don't even know why, uh, other than having this show, that I indulge on Facebook anymore, any other social media, because it all comes at the same thing with this AI that, as I said, it's always been around. It's always been around. It's just that back in the old days when I was in radio and even right now on TV, you know, I do editing, I could do all of this. I could uh, cut this out, put this in, and put this in, cut that out, or whatever. That's AI. That's known as AI. You can do that with photos. You can do that with videos, you know. But some people do it maliciously. Some people try to profit off of it by doing false advertising claims, just like the one I just brought out to you. And AI got to the point where, you know, you don't know what to believe anymore. Sometimes not just videos, but someone may post something about someone died. Do you actually believe it? They killed off a lot of people who are still living, by the way. They previously killed off Morgan Freeman. They killed off Henry Winkler, the Fonz. They killed off Ellen DeGeneres. They killed off Dionne Warwick. They killed off so many people, and these people are still alive. You know, they talk about things politically that has no truth into it. You ever see those uh, some of those I can't remember all of the names of the people who post these things, but they'll put out a story, but they won't give you the full story. But at the end of the post, they have those fingers that go down. Watch out for those. They're not really true. I find out they're not really true. So whatever you see that you can't believe, honestly, fact check it. Fact check them. Everything, whatever you see. Don't go out there posting so and so died unless you actually know about that. If someone posts something that so and so died, Scroll down more and see if you can find more. If no one else posted that information that you just read, chances are they're not they're not dead. It's not true. It's false. And even if they did that, even if there were a lot of people that did it, fact check it yourself before getting in on the game and posting it yourself. Please do that. Social media, I don't know what's happening with it. I'm just lost with it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe of social media or the regular news anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. It's gotten to that point. This is where we are. And it's a dangerous situation to be. All right. So please be very, very careful on what you say or what you do or what you read. I have movies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to relate to you. Turner Classic Movies. I go into the vault. I have four this week, and the four movies that I have are great. They're classics. For instance, this one from 1947 called "It Happened on Fifth Avenue," starring Don DeFore, Ann Harding, and Gail Storm. It's a comedy, and it's on Turner Classic Movies. It's Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You have The King of Kings from 1961, Jeffrey Hunter. And it's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's at Saturday. That's 4:15 p.m. Eastern. From Here to Eternity, 1953. This is a black and white classic starring Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, and Deborah Kerr and Frank Sinatra. Turner Classic Movies, and that's Sunday. This Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And How to Marry a Millionaire. I don't think this is an advice they would give you. It's just a movie from 1953 with Betty Grable, Marilyn Monroe, and Lauren Bacall. And that's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that's the color, Technicolor, as they called it back in those days. And these are the four movies from Turner Classic Movies. Now, you can go to Turner Classic Movies too, as well, and scroll down the program guide, and you may find other movies that I didn't mention only because these are my picks of the week. Now, you may find others as you go along that you want to add on your list to watch along with your other movies. You can do that. That's why I send you to Turner Classic Movies. Even though I have my picks of the week, I always send you there. Hey, there may be more that you may like. Check them out, you know. And if you still have your cable box, and some of these movies I just told you about, if you can't watch them in real time, you could record them and watch them later. And while you're there, by the way, go to demand, go on demand and scroll down. There are a lot of great free movies that you can watch. There are pay-per-view movies you could watch. There are children's programmings that you can watch. There are documentaries, which I love, that you can watch. There are a lot of things, sporting events. Sometimes you can watch those sporting events. If you didn't watch them in real time, if you missed them, you can see them later. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes without commercial interruptions. There you go. Simple as that, you know? So I'm going to give you these movies once again, and I hope you like them. They're great movies. And here they go. Starting from the top. It Happened on Fifth Avenue, Turner Classic Movies, starring Don DeFore and Harding and Gail Storm. You can see that Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. King of Kings, Jeffrey Hunter, Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. From Here to Eternity, Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, Deborah Kerr, and Frank Sinatra, Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And How to Marry a Millionaire, Betty Grable, Marilyn Monroe, and Lauren Bacall, Turner Classic Movies at Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, all right there on Turner Classic Movies. I hope you get a chance to watch all of these movies. They're great. Now, I want you to go to my page. That's my YouTube channel, and subscribe to it. I want to repeat that one more time. If you're watching us on Facebook right now, after the show is over, switch over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. It doesn't cost you a dime. Just go to it and click onto it and get a chance to get acquainted with us as we get acquainted with you. All right. All you have to do is just click onto that strip where it says it's in black border and white print. And all you have to do is click onto it, because now that you have clicked onto it, it'll let you know when we come on live. It gives you that instant notification. And this way you don't have to wonder. The show is right there. You just click onto it and it pops right in and it'll take you right there. Okay. I hope you do that. And please do that very soon. I got to go now. My weekend is officially underway. Yours is coming up next. So I'm going to leave you, but I will be back here next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's when we'll do Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be along with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And then we're going to come back here the following day, next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour. You and me, Brian Camp, will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And I look forward to seeing you there. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stanky. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.